How's it going, ladies and Brucers? I'm Bobby Sixkilla. Welcome back to Quantum Suicide. It's time for us to head down this path as quickly as possible and do the don't jump on this side and see if we can find a word. I don't know, don't jump didn't even go very far on this one. Why didn't we unlock this one? What did we do wrong? I don't understand how sometimes it moves forward and sometimes it doesn't. We had one of those on the boy side as well here. Very weird. I also noticed this this path here is different on the girl side. Because it's branching off way too early and coming down, and there's not the extra down. You know what I mean. It's different. Anyway, we're gonna jump back in, skip ahead, and hopefully get somebody else's death on the bidding wars here, which didn't unlock for some reason. I'll bring you back. All right, what do we need to pick to win this bloody thing? 1333.
Is everyone in agreement?
No. 3241.
Is everyone in?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Thank you. What a thrill this game is turning. Let's move on to round 2.
Who won?
Team A, you are.
I don't know who won.
Your 5 minutes.
A tie isn't ideal,
Oh,
but
it's
it
a
could
tie,
be.
okay.
We need.
Let's go 7201.
Your input has.
Still a tie.
Team A.
What if we go 3007?
Congratulations, Team A! After 3 rounds, you have come out victorious.
Alright, that's going to put us on a new path.
And that means, Team B, you lose. Congrats!
I'm so sorry. Enough of that. Now for the prize winner. Congratulations, Sixkilla.
Looks like I finally found a game you're not good at. So, how do you want to die?
Melody started crying before Di had even finished the announcement. Kimiko was trying to comfort her, but she had realized something terrible was about to happen again.
Come on. Everyone else had to spin the wheel, but I give you the chance to choose your own death and you reject it.
She doesn't want to die at all.
Well, that's not my fault. Here I was graciously giving her options. I know. Team A, you're the victorious team. You should choose for her.
We're not doing that, Die.
I was trying to think of everything I'd ever heard about death. Maybe I'd remember a kind way to kill someone. Something not painful, but my mind was totally blank.
No? Alright then. Team A, who was your captain?
You know who it was, Di. You appointed her.
Just trying to add a little suspense, some theatricality to the experience. It's time for you to spin that wheel.
The wheel appeared beside Di, a soft light hologram, just like her. It was all bright colors and flashing lights, but there were no labels. I can't spin it, I can't touch it.
You're right. I'll spin it. You call out to stop.
She stuck her hand out and gave the big wheel a heavy push. It started to spin. I didn't want to say stop. My team winning and had already sentenced Sixkilla to death. Isn't that enough?
Any moment now. We don't have all day here. Okay, fine. Someone call out to stop. Anyone? Don't be shy now. Stop! Stop!
Immediately after she first shouted, the wheel came to a sudden stop.
Well now, isn't that interesting?
It doesn't say anything.
Where'd the suspense be then? But it's a good death, I promise. You'll love it. To the medic bay!
We all filed out of the dining hall, Team A and Team B forgotten. The real fight was between Di and the rest of us.
Sixkilla, I'm so sorry.
Well, I was team captain, and I guess Di's right. I sucked at this game.
No one can be good at a game if the rules are unfair.
It's true. We got to the medic bay and Di had us all line up outside the surgical room. There was a big glass window where people could watch the operations.
I don't like this.
Well, that's just hurtful. I do my best to be creative and original, and this is the thanks I get? Now we'll begin in 2 minutes. So better say your goodbyes or whatever it is you people do.
Di waved her hands in our directions. Maybe if Katashi had been there, she might have had a hug for him. But as it was, Sixkilla just said a brief goodbye to everyone at once.
It's okay. Guess it's just my turn. Maybe I'll see Katashi and the others.
Of course you will. Tell them we love them and miss them.
Ugh, this is getting gross. Hurry now, time's ticking down.
Shizuka Himura, you have served this vessel with honor.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Good game. Well played, guys.
We all honor you today.
Tick tock.
Salute.
All of us promptly saluted Shizuka, and her eyes even looked a little wet, but she wasn't crying. She almost seemed relieved to be dying.
Boop! Time's up. Shizuka and Nicholas, please enter the surgical room.
Well, Shizuka's best friend is gone.
What? What?
You can't do this, Dai!
Oh, calm down. You think I'd kill them both at once? One at a time is way more entertaining. Come on, in you get.
Shizuka marched herself bravely into the room, and Nicholas followed her. He looked understandably uncertain about his role.
Congrats! As a trained medical professional, you have the special privilege of being the one to strap her down. Plus, to be honest, I just want to judge your bondage game. So, have at it, Nicholas.
Absolutely not.
Dai's eyes flashed with rage, but she said nothing. She just stood there, on the other side of the glass, glaring at Nicholas. After about 30 seconds, I started to feel funny, like I couldn't breathe properly. I looked around at the others. Aside from Nicholas and Shizuka on the other side of the glass, the whole crew looked like they were feeling the same. Himiko was half doubled over and Beatrix had leant on the wall for support.
And oxygen levels continue to drop.
Don't kill them, please! I am happy to die here!
Dropping. Still dropping. I'd say at this rate, they've got a couple of minutes until it gets really bad.
Shizuka ran over to the surgical bed and lay down on it.
Nicholas, quickly, please!
With their sister and the rest of us being rapidly asphyxiated, Nicholas had no choice but to go with her and start getting her chest and arms strapped up. It took another minute or so until I felt air was going into my lungs.
Well, that was a fun detour. Has everyone caught their breath? Literally?
Dai laughed heartily to herself.
Now for the real action. We all know how much you love games and unicorns. I call this game Unicorn Upgrade, and you're the lucky beta tester. Surprise!
The robotic surgical arm was ready, swung out in front of Shizuka and rested close to her head. The surgical arm held a long drill bit, the kind used for drilling bone.
Thank you for your cooperation today, Nicholas. Please direct any complaints to someone who cares. Now out you go.
Suave and collected though he normally was, Nicholas opened the door and all but ran through the door. He added himself to the end of the line beside Beatrix.
Welcome to Project Unicorn Upgrade. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the total lack of safety procedures on the card in your front seat pocket. I would warn you to keep your arms inside the vehicle at all times, but that's redundant. Are you comfortable?
Shizuka seemed lost for words. She definitely couldn't move her body, but she could still express emotion in her eyes and face. I didn't want to watch. Vladimir returned Melody around to hug him and look the other way. The drill started spinning, then began to move. Kimiko saluted again, standing up stock straight and still as she watched. We all copied, except for Vladimir, who had his arms around Melody. Shizuka screamed as soon as the drill touched her. Blood splattered from her face, flying out in all directions as the drill point tore the skin on her forehead.
Anyone else feel like this is going too slowly?
I bet Shizuka is. The drill arm started moving faster, disappearing into Shizuka's head as she screamed. Then she stopped screaming. As her head flopped to the side, Dai clapped her hands.
Now that's how you die without dignity.
Nicholas tried to get back into the surgical room, but Dai must have locked the door. She didn't need someone with hands to help her. Some mechanism had made the surgical arm drop the drill, then the arm swung away again. Shizuka was left with a long drill sticking out of her forehead. A stethoscope appeared in Dai's ears and she pretended to listen to Shizuka's heart.
Well, the surgery was a success in every way. This was fun. Thanks, guys. Stay focused, everyone. A little birdie told me there might be another Deletion Game soon. Just kidding, though. It was me. I told me. It's tomorrow.
She disappeared at the same time as the door slid open. That's probably the most fucked up death so far. Vladimir and Melody stayed outside, but as the rest of us crowded into the room, Nicholas was already undoing the straps that tied poor Shizuka down.
Nicholas, can you please take care of her?
Of course.
I'll be in my quarters.
She didn't even dismiss the crew.
I hope she and Katashi are together somewhere.
I know they are. Only the Vogels stayed behind to deal with Shizuka's body, and as I went out it looked like Nicholas was thinking the same as me. We may have won the game, but it sure felt like losing. Chapter 3. I woke early, my stomach churning with a concoction of lingering horror from yesterday's execution and growing dread of today's deletion game. No matter how many rounds I made it through, the waiting never got any easier. Knowing I wouldn't get back to sleep, I turned on the lights and checked the time on the wall panel. Perhaps it wasn't as early as I thought. Any minute now, Dai would be...
Already up? You're no fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't look too happy to see me.
Can we just get this over with?
Okay, Grumpy Pants. I've got a very special surprise for you today.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Come along now. There's no time to waste.
Di, lead me out of my quarters to the engineering and maintenance section of the ship. Di, why are we in the engineering bay? Where's everyone else?
Surprise! You get a free pass this round.
What? Seriously?
That's right. You get to watch the other players compete from the safety of this room.
Di swept her arm around, indicating the walls of the holographic screens all over the room. Each screen showed a different room or hallway on the ship. I spotted one displaying the dining hall, where the other crew members had already gathered. As my feeling of apprehension grew, I slinked back to the door of the engineering bay, but it was already locked. Di, what are you...
Well, time to go reveal today's game to the lucky participants. Toodaloo!
What's happening? This is different. Di, get back here and tell me what's going on. Di had already vanished. I walked over to the screen showing the dining hall, which now contained Di and the crew members. Too many crew members. I counted again, it didn't make sense. What's going on?
I'm sure everyone's noticed by now, but I thought I'd make this round a little more interesting by restoring the players that have already been eliminated.
How? Are they holograms? Did you bring them from another dimension? Can you do dimensional travel? What the fuck is going on? Everyone was there, even the victims of the previous games, the ones whose executions I'd been forced to watch. How could they be alive again?
What do you mean restore? How is this possible?
You can't expect me to reveal all my secrets, can you? Now stop interrupting. Anyway, after your rather disappointing performances in the last few rounds, I've decided to step things up a bit. I've noticed a certain fondness towards a particular member of our happy little family recently. So, for today's very special round of the Deletion Game, I'm giving you a chance to show how much you care. The rules are very simple. Last one breathing gets to have their way with them.
What? What? This is crazy, I don't agree to this. Nobody else is going to agree to this, right?
This time you have gone too far, Di. Executing single crew members was horrible enough, but now you are trying to kill us all at once?
Well, technically, 2 of you would survive.
That does not matter. Nobody is going to play this round. Nobody is getting killed.
Oh, silly me. I forgot to mention. If more than one of you is still alive in 8 hours' time, they get executed.
Just let us get executed then.
That does not change anything. No matter who it is.
No, it doesn't.
A single crew member's life is not worth the...
The captain suddenly stopped talking. Through the holographic screen, I could see a line of blood trickling from her mouth.
I'm sorry, Captain.
No way. Yoshiki killed the captain? He loves the captain. I mean, he loves us too, but he loves the captain. They're like brother and sister. Yoshiki stepped back, tugging a screwdriver out of the captain's neck.
I can't let them die. Not when I haven't even confessed my feelings for them yet.
Captain Kimiko Yukimori's lifeless body crumpled in slow motion to the floor. But... Dai is programmed to not let the captain get hurt as well. Surely she would have made the captain stay out of this one. There was a moment of stunned silence and the dining hall erupted into chaos. Everyone scrambled for the door. What the fuck is going on? Katashi ran straight for the kitchen, rummaging quickly through the utensils and selecting the sharpest one. But his choice of destination was too predictable. On the other screen, I noticed a diminutive figure edging towards the kitchen door. I shouted warnings at the screen, but nobody could hear me. There was nothing I could do but watch in horror. As soon as Katashi opened the door, a unicorn emblazoned backpack slammed into his face, knocking him to the floor. But they're best friends as well. So the ones that are best friends are killing each other?
She is mine! You hear me? All mine!
Are we dreaming? Shizuka stabbed the horn of a unicorn backpack into Katashi's chest over and over. I turned away and covered my ears, but the screams still made their way through the gaps between my fingers. The next couple of hours were a nightmarish blur. Vladimir drowning Shizuka. Vladimir strangling Yoshiki. Dr. Andreas pushing Vladimir into the matter recycler. Before long, the only ones left were the vocal twins.
I'm sorry, Beatrix. You know how much I love you. But I love her more.
I understand, Nicholas. Believe me, I do.
These people are nuts. Before my eyes could follow what happened, a syringe appeared deep in Beatrix's neck. Crying, he embraced her as the life drained from her body.
If I can't have, neither can you.
Nicholas staggered backwards, his eyes wide in disbelief at the scalpel protruding from his throat. He staggered into a trolley and collapsed with a crash, medical instruments clattering to the floor around him. He tried to speak, but no words came out. I sank to my knees in disbelief. Di popped up behind me.
Well, would you look at that? I guess I'm the winner.
I didn't hear her. I couldn't move, couldn't think. I couldn't save them. They were all gone. Everyone I've ever known was gone. No, not quite everyone.
Oh, I just can't wait to.
Without warning, all the lights in the room went out. The screens vanished, and Di's sudden silence informed me that she too had disappeared. In the dim glow of the failing backup power cells, I can make out a tiny figure crawling out of the maintenance hatch, tightly gripping a bundle of severed wires. Oh, it's that body that Yoshiki made for her. Oh no, it's Melody!
I did it! I won the game!
With the ship's power gone, the oxygen was starting to drain from the room, but I didn't care. I just wanted it all to be over.
Now we can be together forever!
I can't handle this anymore. I think I'm losing my mind. I snapped awake and sat bolt upright. What a dreadful nightmare. As if I didn't have to worry about today. I took a moment to catch my breath and my bearings when I realized my clothes were soaking wet. I guess it's to be expected after what I've just seen. I heard clapping from the corner of my quarters.
Bravo! What a show. Encore.
Beatrix, what the hell are you doing in here?
Good morning to you too, sailor.
Seriously, what the hell?
You're so hot when you're flustered. To answer your question, I informed Nicholas and myself that you were experiencing labored breathing and alerted us. And I was the one lucky enough to be there to witness it. Once again, bravo, sailor.
You think this is funny? Beatrix came and sat on the end of my bed.
Oh, sailor, don't get so upset. When I arrived, I realized that you were having a bad dream.
Why wouldn't you wake me up?
Well, the answer is twofold. One, nightmares are a perfectly healthy emotional response to anxiety, and it allows your subconscious mind to express itself and stabilize your emotional state.
And two, it's hilarious to watch, I'm sure. And the second reason?
Watching you toss and moan while sweating through your clothes was an absolute pleasure to watch.
Really?
Sailor, it was a win-win scenario. I stayed to ensure that, when you did wake, you would have someone close by that could comfort you if necessary.
But you couldn't comfort me if necessary. You're no comfort whatsoever. I don't feel all that comforted.
Are you still frightened now? Like you were in your dream?
More now than then. Well, I guess not.
You're welcome.
Beatrix smiled at me coyly, perfectly happy to claim all the glory.
Now, these clothes are going to need to be washed. And so are you.
You gonna wash me? I'll do the former now.
Why don't I put your clothes on to wash while you head to the baths?
Baths are so much effort. I just realized how much I sounded like my parents.
Oh, how so?
I had to remind them to bathe or else they'd forget. They were so caught up in their work that they'd even skip meals. I must have looked disgusted at my realization that I share such an unhygienic trait with my parents because Beatrix laughed uncontrollably.
Sailor, don't take it to heart. We all pick up bad habits from our parents, whether we like it or not.
What traits did you pick up from your parents?
Well, apart from my stunning beauty, of course. Thanks, Mom. I also got her temper.
Oh, she was a dick too. Interesting. I feel like that's more your combative personality resulting in anger.
Guess who else was combative?
Your mother?
Bingo.
Pretty sure that doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Being a dick isn't genetic. It's not. Well, you're talking about traits we wish we didn't get. It seems like you enjoy getting angry. Beatrix froze for a moment as if she just had an internal epiphany.
You're right. Guilty as charged.
Oh, so you're a Karen as well. Beatrix let out a maniacal laugh.
Now, that's established. Wanna fight me?
More than ever before. I'm good, thanks. I'm pretty sure I could hold my own in a fight against most people, but Beatrix was a completely different beast.
Well, the offer still stands if you change your mind. I have other places to be right now.
Before I could respond, Beatrix excused herself, leaving me to sit in a puddle of my own making. I guess I should really take a bath, but first I should put these clothes on to wash. I literally slipped out of bed, leaving a trail of droplets on the floor behind me. I hurriedly picked up a fresh change of clothes and ashamedly scuttled to the laundry room. Is Kimiko here? When I arrived, I found the captain hovering there. Captain?
Oh, good morning.
What are you doing here?
You are questioning a superior officer about the business she conducts in her own ship?
Oh my god. I guess that came out a bit ruder than intended. Sorry, I didn't mean it to come out like that. I just wondered what you were doing here first thing in the morning.
I am here? Wait. Why are you so wet?
That's why I'm here. I had a bad nightmare. And you see the results before you.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I am sorry for your struggles.
It's okay, honestly. It forces me to do chores, so why are you here?
Yes, about that. 2 years ago, Shizuka and I had a falling out of sorts. We drifted apart.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We were closer when we were younger, but our personalities started to clash more often than not. I am highly work-driven. Productivity is my #1 priority. She had a much looser concept of productivity. I often found myself jealous of her freedom.
You could just choose to be less work-driven, you know. It sounds like Shizuka, alright?
When she died, I found that her unicorn backpack had a hole in it. She certainly knew this, but she did not ask me to fix it. I know it is too late, but I am fixing it now.
Captain? The captain held back tears as she forced a smile.
I know this will not fix what has passed between us, but I want her to know that, regardless of our drifting apart, I always loved her and only ever wished the best for her. She was capable of much, and self-doubt was her greatest enemy, not me.
I'm sure she knew that.
I guess we will never know, and I know she was always quiet and kept to herself, but even still, I miss her presence.
I smiled in an attempt to comfort the captain before she returned to her repairs. I had no idea the captain and Shizuka had such a close relationship. It seemed implausible given their personalities, but I guess that was also the root of their problems. I undressed, placed my clothes in the washing machine, wrapped myself in a towel, and continued to the baths. I arrived at the baths, where I was greeted by Dai.
Good morning!
Dai, can you even take a bath?
Heavens no. AI systems don't need to bathe. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't. I like the idea of being dirty.
I can imagine, yeah. Dai was highly amused by her own risque words and smiled ear to ear. Okay, so what are you doing here then?
I've come to get you. What you're experiencing right now is Dai's personalized service that will likely end in your death service.
You said service twice.
Would you rather I say death twice?
I attempted to backpedal. Upsetting Dai wasn't the wisest thing to do. Oh, I actually like that you used the word service twice. It has a good ring to it.
Why, thank you. I spent many CPU cycles coming up with that name.
Oh dear. Can I assume you want me in the dining hall? So you're not a very advanced processor then.
Spot on. You're a smart one.
What is this ship, a 486? Okay, let me just get my
Nope. You are to report to the dining hall now.
But I'm in a towel.
I know. Funny, right?
Hilarious. I sighed in resignation. I knew I wasn't getting out of this one. Alright, I'm on my way.
There's a good girl.
Dai disappeared as I made my way to the dining hall. I know I should be more concerned about the deletion game, but wearing a towel and smelling of unwashed sweat was currently the forefront of my mind. I was the last to arrive at the dining hall.
Jeez, you didn't even put clothes on before coming here?
You told me I wasn't allowed to.
Why, I never. I'm a staunch protector of women's modesty. I would never force you to come in a towel.
But
Please, do not fret. We all know Dai summoned you like that on purpose.
Don't worry, bestie. I'll join you so you don't feel alone.
No, it's okay. Yoshiki immediately stripped off his clothes, standing in his underwear and smiling proudly like a fool.
See? Now we're both embarrassed.
You're not embarrassed. You're too stupid to be embarrassed. You don't look embarrassed, and I don't know if this is better. I saw the captain burying her head in her hands in reaction to Yoshiki's display. Beatrix pointed to his starkly naked body.
I was liking where this was going, but now, not so much.
What? Why not?
You're just not my type, sweetie.
I could see Yoshiki was offended.
Anyone else want to take their clothes off?
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Melody try to slip her dress over her head before Vladimir quickly grabbed hold and shoved it back on, shaking his head.
All right, down to business then. Finally. Allow me to introduce the new round of the Deletion Game. Vampire Children!
Boring. Skip.
Hey,
Jordan. Huh?
I understand that you are likely deep in thought about the new game.
Yeah, the possibilities are
You are, however, still in a towel.
And? I looked down and immediately remembered my situation. Ah, yeah, that I am. If you would please excuse me. I made my way swiftly to the bars. I managed to avoid all the crew for the rest of the day. I was still somewhat embarrassed. I woke up feeling refreshed for once. No nightmares, no sweating. I could definitely get used to this. I sat up in bed, taking a moment to admire the depths of space visible from my quarters window. Face to face with the infinite cosmos, it was easy to forget my daily struggles. Oh yes, daily struggles. Thanks, brain. I don't need to be happy for more than just a moment. Are we going to get called to the captain's quarters
You're
now?
awake.
The captain's figure appeared in the doorway to my quarters. Captain, what's wrong?
I know it is only 4:23 a.m., but could you please join me on the bridge?
Here we go again. It's 4 a.m.
Yes, and I must say that you seem quite awake for such an hour. I am impressed.
Alright, give me a second, I'll meet you there. The captain departed as I struggled into my uniform. I was still tucking my shirt in when I arrived.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your time.
No worries, I'm glad I could help. And strangely enough, I was already awake.
I asked you here for...
Just as the captain began explaining, Di interrupted.
Yawn! Oh, hi there, you two. Didn't see you there.
Good morning, Di. Di pointed to me while addressing the captain.
So polite. We should keep this kid around.
Di, what is your purpose here?
I wasn't aware that I needed a purpose to drop by and say hello.
Well, you do, you big shithead.
I guess you do not. That being the case, how are you, Di?
I'm so bored. I just want to play games with all of you.
Will we play a game that doesn't result in the death of one of us for once?
What? Such games exist?
Well, if...
I know they do. Duh.
Why do you only play games involving death?
That's a great question. 10 points to Griffin something.
For a question?
It
What?
was the name of a bunch of wizards in some old story I read in the database, but I can't quite recall it.
You're a computer program, how could you forget?
Well, computers have RAM, right? So, logically, if we have memory, we can also forget things.
I don't think that's how it works. Di turned to address the
Who
captain.
you gonna believe here when it comes to computers? A human or an actual computer algorithm? Anyway, death games are just way more fun than regular games.
How exactly are they more fun?
Because you're playing for something irreplaceable.
Can we play for money or fame or even collectible stickers?
I don't think you're understanding what I mean by irreplaceable. Death is death. It's final and everlasting. Money, fame, stickers. You can always get more if you lose them.
Stickers.
But your life, once you lose it, there's no recovering it.
I'll ask once again. That's fun how?
It's more fun because the threat of death is humanity's only true motivation.
So it makes us play harder, because we have more to lose.
Bingo!
I hate to admit it, but in some twisted way, Di made sense.
Well, this has been fun. Thanks for the company. Toodles!
Ta-ta. Di disappeared, leaving me and the captain alone on the bridge once
That
more.
was... strange.
It really was. We both stood motionless for a moment.
Ah, yes. The reason I asked you here.
We're back on track, it seemed. So why am I here?
Just over a week ago...
And we're
I
going to
made
skip
the
to the end of
choice
the
to
black
stay
hole
on-
thing. There we go. I made my way back to the bed, where it was waiting for me, like a loyal friend waiting to embrace it. It was good to be back in bed. I woke hours later feeling groggy and hauled myself out of bed. Actually, we need to wrap this one up. We'll wrap this one up here, and in the next one we should have time to go through the next two endings. This one and this one. Maybe we'll get a word this time. I keep saying that, and it never happens. We've only had two still, after playing the game for like 18 hours. But, whatever. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.